The Premier League starts tonight as I'm filming this, and I'm going to be predicting every single score for every single game. It's a new series on the channel. Game week 1 to game week 38, we're going to be predicting every single score. So we're going to start off with Manchester United versus Fulham. Friday night kickoff, first game of the season. It's going to be a tight one. You know, Ten Hag is under it's not hyping up the United team. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Fulham, good signings. Emil Smith-Rowe is a good signing. It's going to be a close game. I'm going to say it's going to be 1-1 at half time. And full time, Manchester United 2, Fulham 1 is my prediction. I'll say, yeah, United will get the win in like the 80-something minute. But yeah, they'll get a win, but it's not going to be a straightforward. It's not going to be a comfortable win. It's going to be tight, but a win's a win, nevertheless. Moving on to the Saturday afternoon game, we see newly promoted Ipswich back in the Premier League for the first time since 2001-2, coming up against Liverpool. First game without Klopp since 2015. I don't know what game it was, but since early 2015-16 season, under Arne Slot. So this is going to be interesting. Liverpool, haven't signed anyone, so that could hurt them, that might not. Obviously, I do think Liverpool will win this game. If it was at Anfield, I would say it would be 3-0 Liverpool, but it's not. It's at Portman Road. So I'll say it'll be Ipswich 1, Liverpool 3. Ipswich will get a goal, but I think Liverpool are just going to be too good, and they'll end up beating Ipswich in the end. So Liverpool will also start off the season with a win. Moving on to the 3 o'clockers, we have 4 3 o'clockers. The first one is Arsenal versus Wolves. Don't know why Arsenal are 3 o'clock game. They deserve to be a live game, but instead we have 3 o'clock game. So it is what it is. But I'll say Arsenal will beat Wolves. Then we've beaten Wolves last 6 games in a row. It's going to be 7. I'm going to say Arsenal 3, Wolves 0. A comfortable start to the year. That's all you need. Just a comfortable, straightforward win to kick off the new season. So who do I think will get the goals for Arsenal? Havertz will get a goal. I think Odegaard will get a goal. And I will say that, I'm going to say a defender. We'll get a corner, and it'll be a Gabriel header. That's going to be my 3 goal scorers. So 3-0 against Wolves, pretty comfortable to start the season. Next up, I have Everton versus Brighton. I'm going to say it's going to be the first draw of the season. 1-1 is the prediction. Everton 1, Brighton 1. Obviously, Brighton, first game under the new manager. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but I know he's 31, 32 from St. Pauli. German, don't know his name. So it's going to be, it's going to be a difficult start, but coming up against Everton, you would hope they're going to be stronger, but instead this takeover thing is taking far. This takeover thing is still there, so no lack of I should say. So that's going to hurt them still, because when you have these things hanging over your head, it's going to hurt you. Obviously, it's the first game in the final season at Goodison Park. Before obviously moved to the new stadium, so a good farewell. The final home game, the final opening day of the season game at Goodison Park, and I'll say they get a point. I'll say Everton 1, Brighton 1. Both teams getting a point to kick off the year, so not too bad in the end for those two. Moving on to the next game, Newcastle versus Southampton. Obviously, Newcastle looking to bounce back after a difficult year last year, going up against newly promoted Southampton, who obviously beat Leeds in the playoff final. And I don't think Southampton have got much of a chance. I'll say Newcastle will win this game. 2-0 is my prediction. That's to say Isak will get a goal, and I will say Guimaraes will get a goal. The only two I can think of, to be honest. I think, a comfortable start to the year. They'll try and kick on this year and try and get back into the European spots. Well, to be fair, they did finish in the European spot last year. They just lost that because United won the FA Cup. So they'll kick on again. So I guess they were the top 7 last year. They'll try to repeat that this year, go at least one higher. I'd probably aim for the top 4, probably 5th or 6th, though, in my opinion. Next up, we have Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth. Obviously, a lot of Bournemouth have recently lost Lanky, but did replace him with Evan Nielsen, who's a great signing. But obviously, I don't think he's not playing this game. It's too late for him to play. I think it will hurt them this game. I think Forest, first game of the season, are going to win. I'm backing a Nottingham Forest win. After they're going to finally trust the referees. That's one thing. Last year they did not know. They just wanted to get into a boxing with every single official. But I'm going to say they've shook hands, and they're going to get back to loving ways with the officials. And I'll say Forest will win this game 2-1. I'll say it'll be 2-0 after 2.5 time, and then Bournemouth will get a late goal. Doesn't matter. Forest to win. Next up, one of the first big games of the season, we have West Ham versus Aston Villa. Obviously, Villa finished in the top 4 last year. West Ham, first game under Lopetegui, made a whole heap of signings. Maybe too many for the first game. Who knows? I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Obviously, Villa lost the first game last year 5-1. Also lost the final game 5-1. But I don't think they'll lose 5-1. There'll be 5 goals, but I think Aston Villa will just win this one. I'm going to say West Ham 2, Aston Villa 3. I'll say it'll be 1-1 half-time. It's going to be an entertaining game. Villa to win it in the 90th minute, in injury time in the second half, 90 plus something, to win the game, and to kick off next year with a 3-2 win. So yeah, my prediction is 3-2 to Aston Villa. Next up, we have, that is also, I should say, the Saturday night game, is the West Ham Aston Villa game. Next up, we're moving into Sunday, where we have Brentford versus Crystal Palace. London derby, I guess. Yeah, it's a London derby. Both teams are in London. Brentford, obviously, first season with Ivan Toney back for a full season, obviously missing the first half of last year because of suspension. Going up against the Crystal Palace team, who have a lot of people are tipping to do well under Glasner. Obviously, did lose Elise to Bayern, which is a huge loss. I think they might have lost Mateta as well. Still have Eze, still have Gray for now. But I'm sure they've replaced them. If they have, I couldn't tell you who they are because I've not been looking at their transfer business at all. But I am back in Crystal Palace to have a good season, unfortunately. As I said in my opening day of the season predictions, I want them to get relegated because I don't like them. They've overstayed their welcome. They've been in the Premier League now, this is their 12th season, I think? The 12th season. That's far too long for a mid-table team to be in the Premier League. But they're going to be there again. I'm going to say Palace will win. I'll say Brentford 0, Crystal Palace 2. Brentford, I think, are going to struggle again this year. Palace, again, I said I'm going to finish 10th. So I'm backing Palace to win. 2-0 is my prediction to Crystal Palace. Next up, we move on to the big game. This is the big game. Chelsea versus Manchester City. What a start to the season. Obviously, both games last year were draws. And you know what? I'm backing it again. I'm going to say it's going to be another draw. I'm going to say it's going to finish Chelsea 2 and Man City 2. I want Chelsea to win, which is crazy to say I want Chelsea to win, but I want Man City to lose. It's not really because I want Chelsea to win, because I want Man City to lose, because I fear Man City. I have no fear at all for Chelsea. Chelsea are barely going to scrape 6th this year, so I'm not fearing Chelsea whatsoever for the league. I want City to lose, but I don't think they will. I'll say they'll finish 2-2. We don't know the game. Haaland will score 2. I don't even know who's playing. Palmer will score. Someone else will score. They'll finish 2. Rodri isn't playing. I'm pretty sure I've seen Rodri isn't playing, which is why I'm not going for a City, which helps because every time Rodri doesn't play, they barely win. So hopefully that means something. So I'm backing a Chelsea to get a point at home. If City were at home, I probably would say City win, but City were at Stamford Bridge. I'm going to say Chelsea 2, Man City 2, City not to get off to a win. And then we move on to the Monday Night Football. That is Leicester, the Championship champions, or champions of the Championship, going up against Tottenham, who I think a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people are, but I think we'll have a good season. Obviously, last year finished 5th. I think they will finish in the top 4. As a result, they are going to win this game. Obviously, Leicester, first game under Steve Cooper, have lost Dewsbury Hall. It's going to cost them. I don't know if they've replaced him. Plus, this whole points deduction potentially hanging over their head. It's just not going to help. It's just a massive distraction. And if they get a points deduction, it could be anywhere from I think it's anywhere from 6 to 15. They're screwed. They're going to go down. So I think Tottenham win this one. I'll say Leicester 1, Tottenham 3. I'll say Jamie Vardy will score for Leicester. Why not? Then Tottenham will get all 3 points. Son will probably score. Solanke, if he's playing, will score. And then someone else will score. I can't even. Van der Ven? Sure. Don't know if he's injured. Sure, I'll back it. I'll back a Tottenham to win 3-1 against Leicester. 3-1. I don't want to say that. 3-1 to Tottenham is my prediction. So that is my opening round of the season predictions. Any real surprises? I guess you could argue City drawing with Chelsea a surprise. Maybe. Forest beating Bournemouth. Maybe. You could say that's a surprise. So, like I've said, all the main teams would win. Villa to beat West Ham at London Stadium. Maybe that maybe could be classed as a surprise. Anyone else? I said 3 teams wouldn't score. So that's something. I'm happy with that prediction. I don't think there's anything wrong with those predictions. So that is the Game Week 1 predictions in the books. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, all that. Play along with the comments. Leave me your predictions for the opening round of the season. I'll see you next week for Game Week 2. Until then, bye guys.